This is the most insane war in all of anime. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly why Fate Strange Fake blows every other battle royale out of the water. Like, come on, Mirai Nikki, Darwin's Game, Platinum, and you know what they all have in common?
I haven't watched them.
But looking at their ratings and reception, I'm pretty confident in saying the Fate franchise really is the best when it comes to battle royale. Because what's the competition anyway? The Culling Game from JJK? That show has about as much battle royale energy as this dude has joy in his life. And I'm saying this with zero bias, okay? It's not like this channel exists solely because of the Fate franchise. Anyway, if you love guns, fights, explosions, blackmail, backstabbing, death, and all the good stuff a war brings, you're in the right place. Because I doubt you'll find a funnier video talking about this contender for best Fate ever. Seibaa! First, let's get one thing straight. You don't really need to watch any other Fate anime to jump into Strange Fake. That's why in this video I'm gonna introduce the show first, then break down what makes it special, and towards the end talk about what actually changes if you've already seen the rest of the franchise. And trust me, the endings, which a lot of people skip, drop some big hints about that. With that said, I bet you've heard of Fortnite, COD Warzone, or even our poor little Apex Legends. And you know what they all have in common? I played every single one, but I didn't complete any of them because that's literally impossible. They're all online games built around the Battle Royale mode, where a bunch of teams fight until only one is left standing. But that format isn't just for games. We've got movies and books like the Hunger Games, and anime like the Fate series that run with the same idea. Except, while Apex is Legends versus Legends, COD is Soldiers versus Soldiers. Fortnite throws in both of those plus Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Samsung Boy, Tatakae,
Holy
Goku,
shit, who's not in the game at this
Skywalker,
point?
Goku, Naruto, and pretty much anyone you can imagine. Fate Strange Fake shows us a war between mages who summon legendary heroes from history to help them in this deadly battle. Here the initial goal sounds simple. The last group standing gets the Holy Grail, an object that can grant any wish. But nothing's that simple when you're in the glorious United States of America, a land that attracts every kind of lunatic. And that's why I gotta talk about the characters in this story. Among the summoned heroes, we've got an arrogant king with divine blood in his veins, his buddy, the most powerful beggar in history,
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
an assassin who once guest starred in a Woodpecker episode, plus some mysterious beings and the most terrifying sorcerer in the world. Why is he so terrifying, you ask? It's not even the thug look. What really scares me are his teeth. They remind me of peppermint butter from Adventure Time, and that guy is straight up evil.
And obviously, he's also in Fortnite now.
Speaking of the masters, we also get a wide variety, from a hard-dead cop to a horny vampire, all the way to an innocent kid or a young Native American who's a barbecue master. Oh, and there's also the protagonist, a poor girl who got dragged into this mess by accident. Not to mention all the side characters who make the chaos complete. Foreign mages who got the moves, a horse that farms aura, or a one-night priest overseeing the battle whose job is to keep the war in secret. Yeah, keeping it a secret is kinda hard when you've got superpowered beings causing this level of destruction. But hey, at least that means we get to see one insane fight after another. And that's perfect for showing off the top-notch animation, a crucial aspect when talking about why Strange Fake is special. Just like it's crucial for you to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to hype the content and subscribe to help me hit 200 subs. Back to the anime, the production speaks for itself. Just watch a clip and you'll see the insane level of care that even the slow scenes get. And that's crucial for giving personality to characters who don't always get tons of screen time. A lot of that comes from the unique art style, which also holds up perfectly during the big battles. And trust me, almost every episode has some kind of action to keep you psyched, even if you're not totally grasping the story. So yeah, I think it's important to let you know, with so many characters, information and storylines, it's normal to get overwhelmed. That's why my recommendation is simple. Just let yourself get swept up in the chaos. That way, what could be a negative actually becomes a big strength. Having so many characters keeps the story alive and moving. While some are chilling, others are throwing hands without losing their friendship, and everything stays straight to the point with no filler. It's also worth mentioning the cast, which ranges from charismatic figures to more generic ones, but the real magic is the interactions between them. Take the protagonist as an example. She's just a normal girl, so she might seem bland at first, but she creates the perfect contrast to all the lunatics around her. The only weird thing about her is how she interprets this famous fairy tale. For her, the wolf is the good guy, and the scary one is actually Little Red Riding Hood. But honestly, I don't blame her. This girl looks kinda crazy. Anyway, this series works like a chemistry chemistry lab. Each character is a different ingredient, and when they're mixed together, there's an interesting reaction to see. That's how we get rivalries kicking off, unexpected alliances forming, and mysteries leaving little breadcrumbs behind. Because really, what this first season is doing is introducing the cast, their main conflicts, and setting up the chessboard so that every payoff hits harder later. Here, there's basically no true protagonist, so no one is safe and anything can happen. This is pretty much the formula for the best fate entry in the franchise, and I'm saying that with zero bias again. But now, without major spoilers, it's a good time to dive a bit deeper into Strange Fake's story, explaining where the name comes from and how the rest of the franchise actually affects it. Fate's Strange Fake gets that name because its Holy Grail war is unusual if compared to traditional ones, which is ironic since every fate has its own twist anyway. Besides, the biggest reason for the name is that it takes place in the US instead of Japan. Plus, the characters themselves acknowledge that the American government straight up stole the Grail War model. From there, instead of the usual 7 servants in specific classes, extra heroes crash the party, and some of them even have special classes, like one similar to the Big Snake from God of War. Oh no, I'm not talking about Yermunganda. It's all about Kratos' weapon, if you know what I mean. Jokes aside, while classic Fate stories usually show mages fighting for a wish, here we also get some mystery around what the United States, or whoever was pulling the strings, actually wants from this war. That's super interesting for newcomers, but for veterans, the contrast between this tournament and previous iterations gives an extra layer of satisfaction. Plus, once you know more of the franchise, you get better context for some characters' backstories, their relationships, and the overall lore, which doesn't stop at Fate, cause it includes gems like the Garden of Sinners, Tsukihime, and more. There's so much stuff that honestly, you really shouldn't worry about every single thing. This would be like watching a foreign comedy and trying to get every single joke and cultural nod. It's basically impossible. Luckily, Fate's Strange Fake does a great job explaining the essentials, and the main story is easy enough to follow, so just let yourself get carried away by the chaos. This fits the tone perfectly, because amongst the main Fate anime, we've got ones that are super serious, adult, and heavy, and others with a shonen vibe for teens. But Strange Fake takes a different path. It leans more into seinen anime without dropping the comedy, and honestly, the endings show that better than anything. Classic Fate endings usually show a hero's past or a character's drama, always with an epic tone to match these historical tales or to deliver the emotional weight after a shocking event. Cut to Strange Fake and you get people trying to kill each other, but right after that, everyone's just having fun, unless you're the assassin and have to deal with this piece of shit. And that chaotic balance makes Strange Fake a strong contender for best battle royale or war anime. It has flawless production in and out of fights, a tone that hits multiple audiences, and since there's not a clear protagonist, the show has total freedom to showcase a ton of different characters and their wild interactions. It's like a battle royale tournament where every player has their own POV, but there are still mysteries to solve, ideologies to clash over, and conflicts that keep getting better. So yeah, just enjoy the ride. One cool thing is that you can start with Strange Fate now. Maybe get curious about the franchise, watch other Fate anime, and if you ever come back to this one that got you hooked, it will have an extra layer of charm thanks to all the fun references you finally understand. But who am I kidding?
Like that's ever gonna happen.
If you really want an easy way to learn more about this world, especially about the heroes, I always find it hilarious how Wikipedia pages can spoil stuff so easily. Just don't trust them when they say kings from the past were men instead of women, screaming After this video, what's your take on Fate's Strange Fake? Drop it in the comments and check out the other videos popping up on screen. I'm sure you like them. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Sid from the Seibaa TV channel and I'll see you in the next video.